Welcome, Feng Shui Nation, to another live stream Tuesday. And today, oh, actually, I wanted to ask you guys if you like my background. It's a brand new background today. And we are going to talk about something that is very pertinent in anyone's Feng Shui journey, which is the elements. We're going to start off with breaking a big, I want to say myth, but a big belief in the fast food Feng Shui world about elements and their directions. So I want you to raise your hand or at least comment, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook, if you've heard of this, if you've practiced this, or if you're still practicing this, okay? How many of you guys have heard that the element of the south is fire, or the element of the north is water, that the east and southeast is wood, the northeast and the southwest is earth, and the northwest and the west is metal? How many of you guys have heard this before? I want to see your comments here. A lot of the fast food Feng Shui is wrapped around this idea that all these directions have only that should be their main element, right? So you're asked, so let's say north is the water element. So it's asking everyone to paint their north bedroom blue or black. Or your front door is in the south. The element in the south is fire, so you need a red door. Who's heard of that? Who's still currently doing that? No shame, but if you're currently doing that, this is the video for you to watch. Okay, so this is where it comes from. I'm not going to go into the whole historical bit about the whole mythical thing. Okay, so what you guys are seeing on the screen right now is the lo shu. Okay, there's a mythical story about how there was like a turtle shell, right, that floated up and whatever. I'm not going to go into all that, but from that mythical story, comes this lo shu pattern. Okay, so the pattern, based on observation from people who saw this pattern thousands of years ago, that they saw like dots, right? 4 dots, 5 dots, 6 dots, 7, and all that. And it kind of has a pattern, kind of like the 3x3 grid that you're seeing on the screen here. And this has been and still is the basis of a lot of the Feng Shui formulas that are happening, that we're studying right now. But that's exactly what it is. This is the starting point of a lot of Feng Shui formulas. So you have the 5, we always start with the center. So 5 in the center, 6 in the northwest, 7 in the west, 8 in the northeast, 9 in the south. You guys are not seeing my mouse, are you? 1 in the north, 2 in the southwest, 3 in the east, and 4 in the southeast. Now, fast food Feng Shui, you guys can take a screenshot of this if you want. But fast food Feng Shui basically takes this lo shu and builds a whole school of Feng Shui based just around this very simplistic chart. So going back a little bit in terms of Feng Shui knowledge, so I just talked about the lo shu. Those of you guys who have been researching on Feng Shui, you've probably also heard about the 3 cycles and 9 periods. Okay, in Chinese it's called 3元9运. So there's the upper yuan, which is so this first pillar is the cycle, which is the yuan, And then this second pillar here is the yun, which is the period. So the upper cycle has periods 1, 2, and 3. The middle cycle has periods 4, 5, and 6. And the lower cycle has periods 7, 8, and 9. And all these periods have their years. 3 cycles and the 9 periods, all of the numbers have their elements. So the number 1 has water as the element. Number 2 and 5 and 8 have earth as their element. Numbers 3 and 4 have wood in their element. And number 6 and 7 have metal as their element. And number 9 has fire as their element. Okay. Now, if I were to put this side by side, if I put these two charts side by side, this is where you see the fast food feng shui and their relation and their elements is correlated, right? So the 2, 5, and 8 are considered earth. I actually have that, okay? So 2, 5, and 8 are earth numbers or earth elements. 3 and 4 are wood elements. 6 and 7 are metal element. 1 is water element, and 9 is fire element. Right? It is pulled in from here. So it's a combination of the 3 cycles, 9 periods, and the lo shu itself. Okay. And the problem is a lot of the fast food information is based on just this. Okay. And so this is the issue when people say, oh, my bedroom is in the southeast. I need to paint my bedroom green because this is the wood element. No, we do not do it that way. Okay. And so let me just stop the screen share and see where you guys are at. You guys see that? Am I presenting it clearly for you guys where the issue is? So in Flying Star Feng Shui, and again, there are many other schools of Feng Shui. In Flying Star Feng Shui, we don't just base it on that little chart of where the elements go. Just because your room is in the south doesn't mean that you put more fire in there. Just because your office is in the north doesn't mean you put more water in there or water color, right? So a lot of the books that you have, that is based on that. And even if you Google Feng Shui Bagua, right? If you Google Feng Shui Bagua, you're going to get all these images where they go back to this chart. Right? This is the chart that they do all their Feng Shui practices on. And to be honest, there are quote unquote Feng Shui consultants who do their Feng Shui consulting just based on this chart. And that's wrong. Because while that is the jumping off point, what I guess I should say, this is like the original, one of the original foundational information of Feng Shui. It is not how you practice Feng Shui. It is the jumping off point for other formulas. Okay, so now I'm going to share something else here. So the unfortunate thing is Flying Star, or Feng Shui for that matter, is complicated and it's very confusing. Okay, even after 12 years of doing Feng Shui, I still get situations where I am stumped, right? That I need my grandmaster's eyes to look at. because there's so many different variations in the world in terms of layouts and stuff, right? So this is what you guys are seeing on the screen right now is the permanent energy, or some people call it the natal chart, natal feng shui chart of a home. Okay, this is a period 8 home, and it is facing north. Okay, it's a period 8 home facing north, and these are the numbers that you see here. Okay, some people do their feng shui still based on the big numbers in the middle. Like in the southeast, you have the big number 7. In the center, you have the big number 8. In the northwest, you have the big number 9. At least in my lineage of Grandmaster Tan Yang Wu, we do not put elements in the room based on the big numbers. Okay. What we do look at is the little numbers. The little numbers in the top left. Is it too small for you guys? Hold on, let me see if I can make it big. Okay, is that better? Okay. We do look at, okay, so for the southeast, for instance, right? There's the 4, which we call the mountain star, and the mountain star affects health and relationship. And then there's the water star, which is on the top right, and that affects any financial stuff, right? Your career, your business, your investments. Okay, so all these directions have these little numbers on the top left and the top right, including the center. And when we decide what element is needed, we look at these 2 numbers, the top left and the top right, or the mountain star and the water star. The other term is the sitting star and the facing star. I know there's different terms, but they all mean the same thing, okay? And then we decide what kind of element that room needs. So when you guys ask me, Safrina, my door is in the west, what element do I need? Well, that's not enough information for me, because I need to know, like for instance, if the door is here, right? Let's say not the main door, but the side door, for instance. Let's say the side door for this house is in the west, and you have the 1 and the 6. 1 is the element of water. 6 is the element of metal. And in Flying Star, we also look at timely and untimely, right? Do we actually want to activate this? Yes, because these are supportive, positive energies, actually great for career progression. So if this is the side door, I would tell my client, yeah, use this door more, because this is the door for career progression, right? But what element does this area need? I would actually go for metal. And this is actually another thing that I forgot to get an image of. It's the 5-element cycle. You guys can Google it, right? Feng Shui 5-element cycle, where you have the productive and the weakening and the destructive cycle, right? So you look at the numbers of the water star and the mountain star, figure out what their elements are, figure out if they're timely or untimely to determine whether which element you want more of, right? If it's untimely or if it's negative, then you want other elements to exhaust the elements that are there. But if it's energy that you want to increase, then you use elements that increase the energies that are there. Okay? Again, it's a whole course, honestly. It's not something that I can go over one by one in a live stream like this. But when you do Flying Star, and again, we're only doing Flying Star here, okay? When you're starting to practice Flying Star, these are the things that you must look at. So any books or any consultants, because unfortunately lately I've been getting messages and emails from a lot of people who have paid money for consultants who base their consulting on the Lo Shu one that I just showed you, which is incorrect. It's completely incorrect. Okay. And I hope I'm just clarifying for you why certain books recommend these generalized elements and their generalized directions. And I hope you can see that if you have books or articles or consultants that do that, walk away, throw them out, throw those books out. It's not proper feng shui. It's not as simple as that. Okay. So let me go into questions. Oh, yearly and monthly star. Ha! J. Marzan Belicario. Ah, now things get very interesting once you add in the yearly and the monthly stars. So the stars for this year, and we're still in 2020, okay? We're still in the rat year, so let's do rat year. So we have the 7 in the middle, 8 here, 9, 1, 2. Oh, I really should do this in a different color. But the ones in the bottom right, okay, are the annual stars. 7, 8, 2, 3. Okay, so the ones in the bottom right are the annual stars. So not only are you now, so when you do your annual feng shui, if you want to activate the number 6, you also need to see, which is metal, you also need to see what is the interaction between metal, which is the 6, and the 3 and the 4, which are both wood. If you look at the 5 element cycle, the number 6 actually cuts down the wood, right? The number 6 metal cuts down the 3 and the 4 wood. So in Flying Star Feng Shui, we go much more in depth to see, okay, the combination of 6 and 4, the combination of 6 and 3, what does that mean for the southeast direction of that home, southeast corner of that home? And how does that impact the kind of elements that you need to put in the southeast direction of that home? Again, it's not generalized for everyone. It is specific to the period and the facing. Okay, and that's why when I do my feng shui consultation or when I do my annual training, I look at the annual energies and how it impacts the mountain star and the water star. What kind of elements do you need? Maybe you change your usage, because feng shui is not all about placing stuff. It's about your usage as well. Do you increase usage? Do you reduce usage of that certain direction? Right? So it's a lot. It is a lot to go through, but this is kind of like having you guys looking over my shoulder, just taking a peek in terms of what do my feng shui eyes look at every time I look at a chart. It's all about elements and which elements will support the people living in that house and which ones won't. Okay? And Jay was talking about monthly star. Monthly would make it even more tricky, right? It's trickier, but at the same time, your feng shui will also have better results because then you're also following the monthly star, right? For instance, this month in December, everything is actually doubled the annual and so on and so forth, right? I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but as per Jay's question, for instance, this one, so 1, 6 is the permanent energy, 9 is the annual energy of 2020, and then 9 is the monthly energy of December 2020. How do we figure out the elements? It is tricky, right? It definitely is tricky. And that's why I keep going back to, you can't learn feng shui from a book. Because a book will not be able to go through all this in depth. Okay. Albatross Pro, is it lunar months? Yes, lunar months. Okay. Ah, good question there. Okay, Imelda is asking, how about good permanent energy and bad annual, monthly, or vice versa? When it comes to Feng Shui, you remedy first. You take care of the negative first. So what is the negative energy that it's done in that direction? What is the element of that negative energy? Then you use the weakening element. So that's part of the remedy, right? But if you have good permanent energy, but then there's bad negative energy either coming in annually or it comes in for that month, I would not activate the positive. What's the point of activating positive when you're still getting yourself exposed to the negative? Which is why most of the time, when there's positive energy, annual energy, for instance, in a certain direction, let's say for this year, the Northeast for 2020, right? The Northeast or the West has positive energy this year. The West has the number 9, the Northeast has the annual number 1. But what if permanent energy-wise, you have bad permanent energy in either of these directions? Do you still activate the positive annual energy? No. No. Because I don't want you guys to run the risk of accidentally activating the negative permanent energy. So you're going to have to forego the positive annual energy. Better be safe than sorry. DD's asking. The interaction of different elements with permanent, annual, and monthly would be good to elaborate. If you have earth, wood, water, and metal all in one place, how to balance? Sometimes you need to figure out, sometimes you can't get it perfect, right? Let's say a certain annual star or certain monthly star comes in and it affects your health and relationship, or it affects their money, right? And you're like, okay, which one? I want to protect my health, relationship, and protect my money. But sometimes you can't, because based on the elements, like Didi's asking, what if you have all these different elements? What do you decide? How do you decide what to do? For me, if you've always been ill, then I protect the health and relationship, which is the mountain star. Okay. Then I look at the interaction between the visiting energy, the visiting element, with the mountain star, so that your health and relationship don't get worse. Okay. But if you've been in a really bad spot financially, then you protect the money. Sometimes you can protect health, relationship, and money, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to choose, right? Sometimes you have to choose which one to protect, which one to activate. And we get into that situation all the time when we do our Feng Shui consultations. Okay. Yes, Penny's saying, remind people they need a compass measurement. Exactly. Well, but then that's another big topic to talk about, right? Which is why I go through I go through that in my annual training, because people need the compass measurement. You still need to know where you're measuring it from. Where is your facing? If you're taking your compass direction in the wrong part of the house, that doesn't help you either, right? That's a whole big thing, right, Penny? Like, it's a whole big thing. You have to start from beginning to make sure you get your period right, you get your facing right, and then you get your compass reading from the facing side. And only then you can get this chart, right? Only then you can get this chart. If you get your period wrong, then your chart is wrong. If you get your compass reading wrong, then this chart is wrong as well. And that's why you need to be very careful. I know many of you guys, and I did too, right? We want to do DIY Feng Shui, do it yourself Feng Shui. We want to learn it from a book. We want to learn it from an online article. But the the reality of it is, doing proper feng shui, and I know you guys are going to be mad at me because I'm not like giving like specific stuff, only because some of you guys will take what I say and run with it and forgetting all the other stuff that you need to watch. Okay, like for instance, the chart that I just had, right? If I said, oh, put more metal in the west, people are going to run with it and put metal in the west regardless of their period, regardless of their facing, because they forget or they're not aware that there are other stuff that goes into a recommendation. Okay, so my mission, the only goal that I can realistically have for a forum like this live stream here is to at least let you guys know what you must stop doing. So you must stop thinking that the element for the south is fire, the element for the north is water. You must stop that, because now you know that is incomplete information. And my daughter is playing the keyboard, so you guys might hear her in the background. All right. So I hope this has been helpful. And I know I'm leaving some of you guys hanging. Okay, I know I'm leaving some of you guys hanging because now you're wondering, okay, now that I know what not to practice, where do you go from here? Then learn about Flying Star Feng Shui. Okay, learn about Flying Star Feng Shui. If you want a baby step, you can join me in my annual training, fengshui2021.com. Your front door is located in the south. Your kitchen is in the north. Your career is not working. So what you need to find out is what is your period, which is in my lineage is based on the year that you move in. Then you need to figure out what is your facing. You can Google 24 Mountain of Feng Shui, and then try to, I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter singing in the background. So once you know your period and your facing, Zloyan or whatever, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. You can go, there's online calculators. It will help you calculate this thing here. Okay, it will help you calculate this thing here, this chart. And then you see, okay, what's the energy in the south? What's the energy in the, okay, so your front door is in the south. So the energy that is in the south will impact you because your main door is there. And whatever energy is in the north, don't look at the 7-9 because this is not based on your period and your facing, okay? Whatever energy that is in the north, this impacts you because your kitchen is in the north. And then for career, you also have to look at where your bedroom is. Let's say your bedroom is in, I don't know, like the east, right? What is the energy there? Then you look at using the elements to remedy your bedroom, because bedroom is really important because you spend so much time there. And since we're talking about bedrooms, you also need to look at your bed location. I can't use a live stream like this to answer your specific question. It's not because it was, well, for one, I didn't see it, so I apologize. I didn't, there's no stupid question in Feng Shui. There's misinformed questions, right? And live streams like this is what it's for. It's to address all the misinformation that you guys have been fed for months, and for some of you guys for years. You've been fed fast food Feng Shui all this time. But the problem is, real Feng Shui is not something that, oh, your front door is in the south, this is what you do. No, because I don't have enough information, right? I actually need, and part of the reason why I don't like even writing a book, because I need to have my eyes on every layout, right? Your layout for in the world, in this world, you're not the only house that has a front door in the south, kitchen in the north. There's thousands and millions of other homes that also have the door in the south and the kitchen in the north. But even though all these thousands and millions of homes all have main door in the south, kitchen in the north, the Feng Shui is still different. The elements that you need is still different. because Feng Shui is as unique as your thumbprint. I am doing a disservice to you if I just give you, again, pardon my French, half-assed answers. It's not going to help you. The only service that I can do without looking at your layout, without a private consultation, without you being in my group, is to say what not to do. Just understanding what not to do, I hope, is value enough in your Feng Shui journey. And then you can start learning about the real Feng Shui schools. Stop spending your time and your energy and your money on fast food Feng Shui. That is my hope for you. Because I know a lot of people spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on the wrong Feng Shui. They're like, where do I put my money toad? I don't know. We don't use it. Where do I put my gold ingot? I don't know. I don't know your layout. I don't know the permanent energy, right? So Eva's asking how to remedy 2 mountain, 5 water, and 9 as the master bedroom. In my lineage, the 9, which in your case is the big 9 in the center, right? The natal chart, we don't look at the big number. But the element of 2 is what? Those who have followed me for a while now. What is the element for 2 and what is the element for 5? The element for 2 and 5 are earth. And those who know the 5 element cycle, what is the element that weakens earth? It's metal. Okay. So someone just mentioned wants to be in my group. So you are in luck. You can still register over here. FengShui2021.com. Okay. It's the next best thing. If you can't do a private consultation and you want to at least get your house ready for the new year, then you join me there, okay? FengShui2021.com. Let me just scroll another. Okay, so great questions, you guys. I enjoyed the live stream as usual, and hopefully it is something that opened your eyes a little bit in terms of helping you differentiate what is real and what is not real Feng Shui. So now you know, if you're getting a consultant, you ask them, okay? How do you determine what element I need in my house? You ask them. So if they say, oh, well, your door is in the south, so you need fire there, and your kitchen is in the north, so you need more water there, walk away. Take your money and walk away. Okay? And look for a classically trained Feng Shui consultant, Flying Star being one of the schools.